This is Professor Kunchberry, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our course, Information Security. And before we do anything, let me introduce myself again. I started at the Odessa College about 3 semesters ago, but I've been teaching for a long time, over 20 years. I teach only remote classes. I live in Dallas, but I travel at least once a term or a session to Odessa to meet with students and to meet with faculty and so on. I've been teaching security and working in the security field for the last 17 years or so. I work for Verizon. I'm actually retired from Verizon, so I've quite a bit of experience with large companies and how to mitigate, how to implement security programs across the Fortune 500 companies. Currently, I'm serving as a consultant for the Oklahoma Supreme Court in Oklahoma City. So I manage, I help people, the folks here implement security program. I'm also CISSP certified, so this is a certification, a security certification. So, about the course, the book that we're going to need is the CompTIA Security Plus Guide to Network Security Fundamentals by Mark Ciampa. Well, note that you can use either edition, fourth edition, or the fifth edition. It does not really matter to me. Whichever one is cheaper is probably should be the one that you buy. Check with the bookstore and see which one they have, and that's the one that will be needed for the course. If you find a cheaper one, an older version like a version 4 on eBay or at a used bookstore, you might as well get it, and you won't need the latest version. But it should be sufficient for the course. So if you need my help on this, do not hesitate to call me or contact me. My information is right here. You can call me at 972-539-7076, or you can email me. If you email me at rkunchberry@odessa.edu, very likely I will respond to you within 24 hours. But if you need immediate attention, send me an email at kunj@verizon.net. This email, the second email, is always open, so I will see your email immediately. However, call me if you need to talk to me. I encourage you to call me. It's very important that I talk to you and understand what are your concerns, how can I help, and so on. Now, we do have live session for this course. Our live session, they are not mandatory, but I recommend that you attend them because you'll be able to ask me questions, and particularly in an area like this one, which is very interesting. We see a lot of credit card frauds on the news on a daily basis. So the live session are not mandatory, but I recommend that you attend them. They are usually, I will send more information about them. You will call a number, and I'll be there and enter a code. We do it on a bridge, on a conference call. So I will lecture, and you'll listen, and you'll ask your questions. Uh, but I will communicate the time again and again, almost every week, in the announcement session. Okay, so for week one is mostly about an introduction. It starts out with an introduction to security, which is chapter 1, and then in chapter 2, we get into a little bit more detail about malware and social engineering. So for week 1, you need to read chapter 1 and chapter 2, and chapter 1 is an introduction to information security, and chapter 2 is about malware and social engineering. Those are two very interesting areas. Uh, Malware is where you install, somebody install a remote piece of software on your computer, and they can do a lot of things about your computer. Particularly, they can remote control it. They can make you do things you don't want to do that you are not aware is being done on your computer. Social, like spam and so on. Social engineering is a way that people can manipulate you to give them your username, password, their personal information about themselves, their social security, and so on and so forth. So be very careful with social engineering. We'll talk about this some more as we continue. For now, welcome again to the course. Please email me, call me, do whatever you can to get in touch with me. It's very important that we talk and so that I can help you. Thank you again.